I went past the most beautiful building I think I've ever seen. And I didn't know what they sold in there. I had not a clue. I mean, the plants and the design of the lights invited you in. And I walked in, it was clean, immaculate. Met the owner sitting there, nice guy. I said, I've got to have you on the show. Choosing a tattoo is a very serious thing. You're going to have it forever. And I said, I would like to get in, have you on the show to talk about the other aspects of dealing with every personality and the type of tattoo. So I am very interested to my next guest. It's his first time on the show. Making very welcome, everybody, Jamie Edwards. How you doing, Jamie? You know I'm honestly impressed. I don't bull.
Good to see you tonight.
Beautiful, beautiful building.
Well, thank you.
So when I walked in and you and I had that first conversation, I said, first of all, I think I said, how do you deal with all the personalities that come in there? Because maybe some of them know what they want and some of them don't know. Or what do you think I ought to get? And there's a million things that you have to work with this person before you even get the pen out and start to do what it is you do. What's the first thing you ask them when they walk in? Do they have an idea, or what is it?
Yeah, you try to get as much information out of them as you can, and just the biggest thing you can do is listen. I think the problem most shops have is that they just don't listen to their clients. Mm-hmm. They want to jump into what they want to do, and they don't really stop and ask, what are your goals and expectations of this tattoo, A lot of them are afraid to have fun, too.
Yeah.
They come in, they're a little nervous, they're a little scared, they're a little shocked, so you just kind of want to break the ice, talk to them a little bit, see what they're in for. Most of them just want to take a look around.
If it's the first time they're getting a tattoo, do you suggest something a little small to see if they're comfortable with that, or how does that work into the
you can transition into it just by asking to see the tattoos they already have. Most people that have tattoos are pretty proud to show them off, and pretty quick to do it as well. Just find out their interests. First name and a handshake is probably the best thing you can do. You start off with good business, right? You smile, handshake, eye contact. That's what people want. They want a personable individual, and that's in any business. That's not just tattooing.
Yeah, you want to feel comfortable with his tattoo artist as well as you would a doctor. You want to feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
Do you have books that they can go through, say, well, this is what we have? You see anything here you like? Because I've never been, so I don't know.
No, we tend to draw just about everything we do. If an artist or a client brings us something that is maybe outside of our stylistic medium, outside of our ability, we'll go with their artwork.
Whatever.
But, yeah, exactly. But most of the time we try to pick their brain. We want to sit down, we want to listen to what they have to say and just see where they're coming from, where they're trying to take this tattoo. Meaning is a lot in tattooing. I think a lot of people rush to get something because their friends get it, or because it's the popular tattoo. Yeah. And it's good to put some thought into it. It really is. Yeah.
Do you recommend a certain size to start out with, or it depends on the person as you interview them? If they have an idea what they want, you draw it out. Do you draw it a certain size to make them feel comfortable? If it's too big, would they feel intimidated, or?
Yeah, for a good first tattoo is a small one. Get your feet wet before you jump in, right?
The arms, legs, shoulders.
Absolutely. And lately it's been an older clientele as well. 30 and over, 40 and over crowd have been coming in more often than the 20-somethings, and that's kind of an exciting thing. I think it seems that a lot of hardworking individuals are wanting to treat themselves to something for the hard work and effort that they put into their careers, their jobs. We've been getting a lot of that, and it seems like the older crowd wants more and more detailed work, which I'm really excited about, which also I like talking to an older individual more than I do
the crazy young kid,
the young wild one that's usually on their cell phones.
Yeah.
But it's exciting.
You're taking it more serious than they are, obviously.
We tried to take it seriously. Every client is every tattoo we do is a self-portrait. So every person that comes through their door is important.
Does anybody say things? Well, I always thought I wanted a butterfly, or maybe an iron cross, or do they throw these things at you and say, "What do you got?" and draw me something like that?
Well, some of the most wildest, craziest ideas come
that you can talk about on TV.
No, most of them will have to not talk about on TV.
Are you trying to tell me they're doity? A little doity.
Edgy. We'll call them edgy, huh?
Do you have a tattoo, Debbie? I thought you did. Do you, Jim? Oh, I thought, Debbie, you had one in the back of your leg. Well, before Debbie goes back to Florida, maybe we can get her with that shot. Would you like? No. Oh,
A lot of prospective clients in the audience.
That's right. Good talk. Because when I first talked to you, I felt comfortable when I went in the door because I didn't expect to see what I saw. And as soon as you started speaking, I said, this place has class.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I would think more tattoo parlors need to take a lesson from you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Because I was just totally impressed with that building. When it comes to tattoos, are there colors is not a problem. You can use all the colors you want. Do they specify a certain color they would like for this item that you're drawing out for them?
Oh,
or they leave that totally up to you?
And we get all degrees of that. A lot of people are very specific about what they want. They're, very focused on the imagery. And other people, that are more familiar with our work tend to let us have a little more creative freedom with designing their tattoo. It seems like the first time we get a client, we'll kind of get to know them a little bit. By the second or third, they're really into trusting our artistic abilities, and
that's what you want.
we try to encourage that. When they walk in, we want them to look at our books. We want them to see the difference in any other place that they've been to, and we work hard to give them the best product. I have a great crew that works with me. We're really lucky guys, so
Good
I'm in
guys.
a good position. Oh yeah, wonderful people.
Well, they better be working for you, or they wouldn't be there, I'm sure.
Oh well.
How did it all begin for you, this tattoo? I see you have tattoos on.
Yeah.
How did you get interested in? How long ago?
Well, it was 96. I got out of the military in 93, and I went to college at the University of Cincinnati. And while I was there, I met a lot of interesting individuals in that part of town, to say. And I was lucky enough to work counter for a tattoo artist in the university area, just taking paperwork and just pushing pencils for him, and they figured out, they discovered I could draw, and it's kind of all over from there. They wanted me to apprentice, and it was pretty easy to get into, and it just swept me up. It was one of those topics that the more I learned about it, the more I realized how much there is to learn.
Yeah.
And even today, there's new stuff. The youngest tattoo artist at our shop teaches me something all the time. He's just, if you really pay attention to what's going on around the shop, you'll see a lot of people focused on a lot of different aspects of their career. And the big thing is we want everyone to grow there. You want personal growth as an artist, personal growth as a tattooist, and try to advance your skills.
Well, Jamie, but you have to have talent. It's like me saying, I think I'll go home and draw a new Mona Lisa. Only this time, instead of the old broad looking like she's ready to have a heart attack, I'm going to put a smile on her face. I could no more do that. Or a tattoo artist, you have to have talent. And evidently, did you know you had the talent to draw and do what it is you do with ink instead of on a canvas?
Well, yeah, I'm really lucky. My father taught me to tattoo.
Oh, you did?
Taught me to draw the designs that kind of relate to tattooing.
Okay.
When I was young, I played Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
I was a 13-year-old crazy kid, and he got me into drawing those characters and those gremlins and those dwarves and whatnot. He was a factory worker, and he kind of wanted something more for me. And luckily, by the grace of God, I'm able to do art as a profession, and I'm really a lucky guy, I'll have to say.
Well, there's a saying, and I believed it all my life, that if you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life.
Not a day in
I've
your
always
life.
believed that. And I can tell by just talking with you now and when I first met you that you're that kind of guy. You're very happy and you enjoy what you do, and it's not like going to a stinky old factory every day. You love what you're doing, and it's so nice that you can do what you do and live your life and be able to support yourself and your family. Because you've got to have, I know you're talented because I'm looking at what I'm seeing right here, and I know what you expect out of yourself and what you expect out of your people working for you. Pretty nice stuff. And I thank you for
sir.
coming.
Hey, it's great
You've
coming
enlightened
on.
us.
You're very
Anybody
kind
goes down
gentleman.
there by that Shell station at Burkhart and Woodman, you'll see it. It's the most beautiful building ever. I was just totally impressed with it.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming, Jamie. I
My
really
pleasure.
appreciate that.
Anytime.